Welcome back. How's it going, Cardboard Warriors? Yeah, we got the second part of the random Goodwill collection that I purchased. This is the other collection, which I actually paid a little bit less for. The other one I had paid $61 for and got maybe $15, $20 worth of cards out of it. But there was a Beta Planes in there, and I definitely saw some Beta Planes in the photos in here, multiple of them. Hopefully they're in better condition than the damaged one that was in the other one, but not holding out too high of hopes that I'm going to make my money back. I think I paid $51 and some change for this one. So let's see. Let's hope the beta cards are in a little bit better condition, and we might actually get a card or two worth some money in here. Probably not, though. Definitely seems like these collections were sorted. Yeah, I got these from the, I think it was New Jersey, Pennsylvania one. So apparently they knew what they were doing and they pulled out all the good cards because there was just nothing of any value at all. I'm going to guess that this top card here might be one of the betas because it is just destroyed. Holy cow, look at the wear on that thing. This card has seen some play. I'm going to call it Beta Planes. What do you think? Ba-ding! There we go. Beta Planes. First card. That is pretty, though. This one is not damaged, though. It does have heavy play. Definitely not going to call this one mint or near mint or not even moderate play. This is definitely heavy play, but there's no bending like the other one, so it's not actually damaged. Still probably not tournament legal because of all the damage on the back side here, but yeah. Beta Planes. This is actually how I got my nickname. My nickname is Old School because I quit for several years after kind of Fallen Empires, Homelands type era, and right around when Alliances dropped, I think I kind of walked away from the game for a while. Nothing to do with the sets being released or anything. I just couldn't afford it. My friends had stopped playing because they were upset about Fallen Empires and Homelands and Ice Age. But I just kind of walked away from it for a few years and didn't get back into it until around Invasion. And I showed up for a tournament at a local game store, Friday Night Magic tournament, around right before the Mirrodin block, I believe. And when I pulled out my decks to play some cards, all my lands were beta lands because I like the black border better. And I had tons of alpha and beta and unlimited stuff back then. So when I pulled out my deck and I started playing, I threw down a land, and the kid I was playing was like, "Is that a beta land?" And like all the kids in the whole place like freaked out. They're like, "Are you kidding me? Your deck's got beta lands in it?" And I was like, "Yeah, so," because I've been away for a while. I didn't realize that was like a big deal. And they all freaked out, and they all started calling me Old School. So that's how I got my nickname. So there you go. That was probably a Plains. So I used a lot of white and black decks back then. But there you go. There's a first card, first actual hit. These in heavy play conditions still sell for about $6 to $8 a piece. So not bad. What is that? What? That's a really dark back. What is? Oh, 4th edition. Man. That back's like really dark compared to the other ones. Maybe it's just because that one's got so much wear on it. I don't know. Huh. It's really dark. I wonder if this is one of those alternate 4th cards. How do you tell the difference between the alternate 4th and the regular 4th? I saw somebody show a video of the different tournament pack boxes. They had different writing on them. Was there a way to tell on the card itself? That's kind of weird. All right. Sorry, I'm easily distracted. Squirrel. All right, so 4th edition Marsh Viper. 4th edition Carnivorous Plant. There was a lot of 4th edition stuff, cards in the other collection too, so I imagine we'll see a lot of the same there. I guess we'll put the hits kind of over there. Then we got a good old Fallen Empires, Elvish Scout. Still the worst set in Magic's history. Such a terrible set. Life Force from 4th. Land Leeches from 4th. Dire Wolves from Ice Age. Desert Twister, Marsh Viper, Prentice Gypsies, all from 4th. An Earthlore from Ice Age. That, I believe that was an uncommon, maybe. We'll scan it and see. Juniper Order Druid. The Thermocrass, destroy target land. If that land is a snow-covered land, you gain 1 life. For 3, yeah. Land destruction was kind of rare back then, so that was kind of a big deal when it came out. Thallid, the OG Thallid, just the plain old Thallid. There was a lot of Thallids in this set, but that was just the Thallid. Alright, Scanner still hasn't picked up this card yet. Elvish Hunter, Spore Cloud, I remember that one. It was a really expensive fog, basically. Brown Oof, the Oof. I think this might be the first Oof. And a Rime Dryad from Ice Age. Snow-covered Forest Walk. Not regular Forest Walk, but snow-covered Forest Walk. Scanner still hasn't picked up this card yet. Metamorphose from, or Metamorphosis from 4th edition. This card was actually used quite a bit back then. Sacrifice creature to add an amount of mana equal to its casting cost +1 to your mana pool. This mana may be of any one color. Basically turned a lot of creatures into Black Lotuses. Alright, then a Thalon's Curse from Fallen Empires. Some more 4th edition here. Weakness, a Forest, another Carnivorous Plant. The Scanner still can't pick up this card. It's an Earthlore. Just pick it up. Am I going to have to type this in manually? Oh my lord. Terrible, terrible Scanner. Well, Scanner's just frozen. Okay, that's why. That's why it's not doing anything. Let me reopen it real quick. Alright, moving on. So a red Scarab. There was a Scarab of each color in Ice Age. This one, the red one, target creature gets +2/+2 as long as any opponent controls any red cards. That creature cannot be blocked by red creatures. So, yeah. It was a card. We won't say terribly useful card, but it was a card. Fine Horde Elder. I think this was one of the first times we saw a mana dork to tap for more than 1 mana. And it was as an interrupt, not an instant. There used to be 3 different speeds. That was Ice Age. Am I getting these mixed up? Yep. All right. Snowblind. I think that might have been an uncommon from Ice Age also. But even though I reset the scanner, it still can't read this card. Oh, there it goes, finally. Oh, it was a common. For the Earthlore was a common. Whole 17 cents worth of Ice Age goodness there. Errant Minion. Errant Tree. That was kind of funny. Gangrenous Zombies. I love the artwork on that back in the day. These zombies look like they could use a meal or two. Another Dire Wolves. Oh, this was actually a rare. The Snowblind was a rare. Weighing in a whole 50 cents. Nice. Dire Wolves. This is a Prismatic Ward. There was, of course, wards of every color as well. But this one was choose a color. All damage dealt to target creature by sources of that color is reduced to 0. So it wasn't bad for 2. For 1 white, 1 colorless, you could actually choose the color and it stayed on the creature. So this is actually a pretty decent card. Considering today, it costs you pretty much 1 white mana to give a creature protection from a color till end of turn. This was permanent. So, but it's only worth 18 cents apparently. So nothing exciting. Oh, here's a Hydroblast. Hydroblast, is that a print dot? Is that a misprint? Oh, looks like a misprint. Yeah, that's a print dot. Look at that. Oh, come on, focus, focus. So that's actually a print dot misprint in there. That's not damage. That's a misprint. Wow. I got a misprint of Hydroblast in here. I didn't expect that. Hydroblast was the Ice Age kind of version of the blue Elemental Blast. They also had Pyroblast, which was their version of the red Elemental Blast. Counter target spell if it's red, or destroy a target permanent if it is red. So pretty powerful for 1 blue mana. I think they reprinted this. Didn't they reprint this in the Jace signature spell book? I think they might have. See if it's worth any money. 48 cents. Oh no, that's the championship deck one. See if we can find the actual Ice Age one here. Come on. Ice Age 75 cents. Woo, big money. But the misprint actually might be something. I don't know. I heard there's people these days that really chase down these misprints, but I'm not sure if this is the kind of misprint they look for or not. So we'll have to see. Well, we'll have to look into that a little bit more. Let me know in the comments if you think anybody's going to be interested in that kind of a misprint from Ice Age. It's pretty rare, probably. Goblin Ski Patrol. Hilarious artwork on this guy. Fear. So for those of you that weren't around back then, Ice Age was actually supposed to be the first Magic the Gathering standalone set. Originally, it was supposed to be a completely different game. It wasn't supposed to be Magic the Gathering. It was supposed to be its own kind of Ice Age game that was similar to Magic. But they ended up deciding to use it as an expansion set. But it was going to be, they were going to have the regular expansion set, which at the time was revised, and it just rolled over into 4th edition. These guys. And they announced that they were going to have a secondary whole set, Ice Age there. I guess I should move these up where you guys can see them probably. Second whole set, which was Ice Age, with a whole different theme, and it was supposed to be kind of a companion set to the main set. So, and it was going to have its own expansions. Alliances and all of them, Alliances and Mirage, I think, were supposed to be expansion sets for Ice Age. So they were supposed to be more Ice Age aligned with the Snowlands and stuff like that. But then after they released Ice Age didn't go over as well as they thought it would. So I think they just tried to kind of shifted gears and made the other expansion sets just normal expansion sets. But that's why a lot of the cards like Fear and stuff like that were in the main core set and in Ice Age with different artwork. So in case you were wondering, Walduvian Bears, Circle of Protection Red, cards like this that existed in both sets but just with different artwork. So that's why. It was supposed to be a totally separate kind of avenue, I guess you'd call it. Panic, Archon's Whistle, I think that might have been an uncommon. Breath of Dreams, that might have been, yep, this was an uncommon. Breath of Dreams might have been a rare. That was one I don't see very often. Another Red Scarab, Snow Fortress, a good old wall that had fire breathing. A wall that you could pump. Okay, so the Breath of Dreams was also uncommon. Cumulative upkeep, bad. Then the Snow Fortress might have been an uncommon as well. Night Soil from Fallen Empires with a little bit of play on it. A little bit of heavy play. Alright. So the Snow Fortress was rare. It's weighing it at a whole 49 cents. And Stream of Life from Revised. Very, very marked up and heavily played. Yep, but there is a revised card here now. Move some of these over. Make a revised pile. Another Thalid. Regeneration. Crumble. Crumble, I think, was an uncommon from 4th, I believe. Oh, hey, we got a rare from 4th. Another Stream of Life. And then a Keldon Warlord. Pretty sure he was rare. Yeah, so the Crumble was uncommon. But the Keldon Warlord was rare, if I recall correctly. No, it was uncommon. I don't recall correctly. That was a long time ago. That's actually revised, though. So I'll put that in the revised pile. More 4th edition land. Oh, there's a revised land in there hiding. Little Jesper Murfers. Like merfolk, but furs. No offense, Jesper. Love your artwork. Alright. Grab another little stack here. Misspoke. Hey, there's sleeves in here. That must be where the couple rares are that they put in the photos to try and run the price up higher. So this was a pretty cool card back in the day. 2-drop in blue for a 1/2. I know it's hard to see because the print was so dark back then. But for 1 blue, you counter target spell that targets Misspoke. So he had his own built-in counter spell that protected him on everything. So pretty cool. I think he was uncommon. Yeah, Arctic Foxes. Oh no, Misspoke was a common. Okay, but it is 20-cent common from Ice Age. And then we got a Cooperation, an enchantment that gave target creature banding for 3. Yes, that's it. But it did have really, really cool the Foglio artwork there. What was it? Yeah, Foglio, Phil Foglio artwork. Oh, happy people. All right, Acacian Javelineers from Ice Age. Seeker from 4th. Let me spin these around here. Seeker from 4th edition. A Brainwash from 4th edition. Basically a pacifism that they could pay 3 to get around. And then a Circle of Protection Blue from Revised. I showed in the other video, if you haven't seen that one yet. Wait till 4th edition from Revised was that 4th edition one had darker colors, but so did Unlimited. But 4th edition was the first set that had the date stamp at the bottom with white borders. I think they started it on Fallen Empires, yeah. So Fallen Empires would be the first set that had dates on the bottom at all. And then 4th edition and Ice Age both had dates on the bottom, and then all the cards since then have had dates. So Revised was the last set without a date on the bottom of it. So I guess technically the Dark would be the last expansion set without a date. So just a good way to tell, good, quick, easy way to tell in photos whether you're getting an OG or not. An Asian Bureaucrats. Asian, and it sounds like Asian. I don't see how another way to pronounce that is. A-Y-S-E-N. Anyways, so it's from Homelands, so we won't even bother scanning that because there's nothing in Homelands worth anything. Sarah Bestiary. Actually, Sarah Bestiary might have been worth like a quarter. Healing Salve and Circle of Protection Green. And then here's our rares that they showed us. So, okay, Sarah Bestiary was a common also, so 20 cents. So, an Aether Storm Rock, nothing exciting there. Electrostatic Pummeler, nothing exciting. A Blight Herder pre-release from Battle for Zendikar. Those are both Kaladesh. A Gruul Dra's Overseer from Battle for Zendikar. Oh, and another Blight Herder from pre-release, but different art. That's weird. They're both Blight Herders, but they had different art and huh. I didn't realize they used different art for the same cards in Battle for Zendikar. That's a new one for me. Okay. So those were the rares that they threw in the picture, along with the pile of cards to try and entice you to spend more money on this set that they knew wasn't gonna, or this collection they knew wasn't gonna have anything good in it because they already picked out all the good stuff. Those are all bulk. I already checked them out when I was looking at the auction. They're all under $1, or right around that dollar range. Armor of Faith from Ice Age. I actually did like these. I did use these a lot because it automatically gave them +1/+1, and then you could pump white mana into them to pump up their toughness, so you could protect them a little bit, especially when you're playing red. When they hit you with a burn spell on the creature, you could pump them up to save them. Thilion's Curse again from Fallen Empires, and Thilion's Curse again from Fallen Empires. I feel like a broken record. And 4th edition, Fear and Terror. Terror was the best removal back then. Still a great removal. Bury target non-black, non-artifact creature. As long as it's not black or artifact, you can kill it for 2 mana. Doesn't matter how big it is. So, yeah, awesome card. Forest, a Giant Growth, Forests, Swamps, a big dummy, the Iron Root Tree Folk, big expensive dummy that nobody ever used. Skaze Zombies, Revised Crawworm. Crawworm was one of the biggest critters back in the game when I started back in Revised, and people actually stacked him. He's 6-drop, 6/4, but people actually stacked him. This is the most offset one I've ever seen in my entire life, though. Look at this. It's way down this corner. Look how much white there is up on these sides. Is it miscut? Yeah, it's miscut. There's a lot of miscut cards back then like this that were, the print seat just kind of get a little bit crooked in the machine, and they'd all end up kind of a little bit off. I've seen some that were so bad that they literally had like the bottom half of one card on the top and the top half of a different card on the bottom. And then the back would be the same way. It'd have the Magic logo would be down here, and then the Deckmaster logo would be up here with a black line between them. Yeah, it's kind of bad. They had a lot of print quality issues back then because, you know, they were just getting their feet dipped into the whole thing of mass manufacturing these cards. Pretty sure they were just using Card Monday back then, and you know, they just did like regular playing cards, so this was the first time they had to do a little bit more, you know, in-depth type printing. So bunch of 4th edition there. Revised Swamp, or Forest. Yeah, Forest, not Swamp. Drain Life. I used to love that card back in the day. I had some Drain Life decks that were pretty cool back in the early days. So if you're not familiar with Drain Life, it was a card that's from the beginning. I think it might have shown up in beta or unlimited. 1 black, 1 colorless. Drain Life deals 1 damage to target creature or player for each black you pay in addition to the casting cost. Then you gain 1 life for each 1 damage dealt. So you cannot gain more life than the toughness of the creature or the total life of the player. So that was the one downside, is that Drain Life didn't go over it. So you spent 10 black mana as well as the 1 black and 1 colorless to start it, and you hit a creature that was just a 3/3, you only got 3 life. So that was kind of a bummer. It's kind of different nowadays with how lifelink works and whatnot. But yeah, that was a pretty cool early card. I used to use that a lot. I used to build decks around that one. Another revised forest, and then a bunch of 4th edition. Another revised forest, 4th edition swamps. Another Fallen Empires, looks like. Yep, Thalid Devourer. Oh, here's the big Thalid. He was 2/2. Most of the Thalids were only 1/1s. A little Pyrite. This guy's funny. Or Pike Knight. Pike Knight. Draw a card at the beginning of the upkeep of the turn after he comes into play. It was very common back then. You didn't get your bonus card draw until the next turn on a lot of the Ice Age cards. Here's a Chronicles card. You can always tell Chronicles, it looks just like 4th edition, but it has the logo of the original set that the card was in. Chronicles was a white border reprint set that they put the original logo on it, and it was the same art and everything, identical to the original version of the cards. So this had that Amy Weber art. She made some really pretty art back in the day. Little fairies sitting up on the daisies there. So yeah, so Chronicles was a set that really upset a lot of players, and Chronicles is kind of the reason we have the reserve list today. Everybody was so upset about Chronicles that they kind of made the reserve list to appease everybody. Yeah, we can argue all day long about the reserve list and whether it should be abolished or whether it should be increased or whatnot. Personally, I think just as a returning player, I can see how hard it is for new players to get the older cards. So I kind of wish they'd get rid of the reserve list at this point. I used to love the reserve list back in the day because, you know, it protected the value of your cards. So I used to love it back then and understood it and whatnot, but I think times have changed a lot. So I don't think it's worth anything anymore. Circle Protection Blue from 4th, and then a Serra Angel from Revised. This card may not be worth anything now because they basically give them away for free, but originally this card was one of the most powerful creatures in the entire game. A buddy of mine actually traded a Mox for a Serra Angel. This one's got some gunk on it. Ugh. That's the one problem with these Goodwill auctions. I wash my hands immediately after I get done sorting them because these cards are usually pretty dirty. But anyways, a buddy of mine traded a Mox for a Serra Angel because at the time they were worth the same amount of money. When before Revised dropped, nobody realized that they were going to cut the Power 9 out of Unlimited, you know. So they were just a current card in the meta, you know. And Serra Angel was actually worth the same amount as a Mox was. He was considered just as powerful. 4/4 flying and vigilance back then was not easy to come by. So Serra Angel was one of the OG original most powerful cards in the game. So times have changed a lot. All right, good old Samite Healers from 4th. Unicorn from Ice Age. Here's another Chronicles card. Got the dark logo on it, even though it's white border and has the date stamp on it. And the dark didn't have a date stamp, nor did they have white borders. So Blood of the Martyr. Chronicles reprint there. Everything else upside down. Until there. Okay. All right, and more semi-healers. Icacian Infantry from Fallen Empires. Terrible artwork. It's like a water painting art or something. I don't know. Drew Tucker. Yeah, I don't even think he's an artist anymore. Death Ward from Revised. Vultures from 4th edition. Cooperation from Ice Age. More 4th edition. More Chronicles. A good old Witch Hunter. I think Witch Hunter was a rare, but Chronicles isn't worth anything. Chronicles is a pretty terrible set. Timberwolves, Alabaster Potion. Okay, Witch Hunter was an uncommon from Chronicles, worth a quarter. Alabaster Potion was pretty cool. Target player gains X life, or prevent X damage to any creature or player. So, pretty usable card in white back then. And we got a Healing Salve. Target player gains 3 life, or prevent up to 3 damage to any creature or player. So basically like Alabaster Potion, but 1 shot for only 1 mana. Spirit Link, the original life link. Morale, another Witch Hunter from Chronicles. Put that in Chronicles pile. Make sure none of these are from other sets. Oh, there's Revised. Circle Protection green. More fourth, another Chronicles. See, it's got the Legends logo on it and the date stamp. So it's Legends didn't have, and it's white bordered. So another Alabaster Potion, another Witch Hunter, Divine Offering. I love Divine Offering. So we had Disenchant back in the day, which was 1 white, 1 colorless, destroy target artifact or enchantment. But this one was destroy target artifact, gain life equal to artifact's casting cost. So Divine Offering was really, really powerful back in the day because, you know, they'd spend all their mana to cast that Colossus of Sardia, and then you'd pop it with this and gain 9 life. They didn't like that. So, fun stuff back in the day. Alright, another Order of Leetbur. Basically, Fallen Empire's version of a White Knight. 1 less toughness. It was just 2/1, but it had protection from black, and it was pumpable, and you could give it first strike until end of turn by paying 1 white. Yeah, much worse than the original White Knight, so nobody had liked it because this set was garbage. Combat Medic from Fallen Empires. Conversion from 4th edition. This was probably an uncommon, I believe. All mountains become basic plains. During your upkeep, pay 2 white or destroy conversion. So, Brainwash. Arinson's Aura, I guess? I don't know. Ice Age card that nobody cares about. Another Chronicles, looks like. Yep, Legends, the Wretched. Cool card from Legends, but the Chronicles version, I'm sure, is not worth anything. Ooh, a Dark Pact from Revised. That's a rare one. That's one you don't see very often. So this card is one of the original banned list cards. So back in the day, we used to play for ante. Originally, the game was set up to play for ante, which caused a lot of problems. Basically, you'd shuffle your libraries, and then you'd put them up there, you'd let the opponent cut, and then you'd take the top card of your library and flip it for each person, and the top card got set aside from the game, and whoever won the game won both cards. So it was originally kind of gambling, and you know, it caused a lot of problems, including fist fights and freakouts and cops being called to the LGS because when somebody flips a Black Lotus and the other person flips Basic Plains, there's going to be a problem, you know? So, Ante got banned fairly early on. It got banned during the Revised era, I believe. So, this deck actually affected Ante. Swap top card of your library with either card of the Ante. This swap is permanent. So, you can actually change your Ante card. You must have a card in your library to cast this spell. Remove this card from your deck before playing if you are not playing for Ante. So Ante is pretty crazy. Got a lot of cards banned that had anything to do with Ante once they banned the Ante. Not available. Okay, why do they keep coming up with Summer Magic? This is Revised. This app can be pretty awful. It's actually, yeah, this was a rare, so it's worth $1.05. There you go. A whole $1. We got $1. Woo! We're moving in the right direction. Not very quickly. Cave People, Vampire Bats. These are all 4th edition. Blue Elemental Blast, the original. There you go. Giant Tortoise. Dreams of the Dead from Ice Age. Some Merfolk, Fischler Royal. That's originally from Arabian Nights, the very first expansion set in Magic's history. Target creature gains Island Walk. That's got the Arabian Nights logo, even though it's a white border. That was from Chronicles. More 4th edition. Twiddle. Twiddle's a card that, before it was reprinted in 4th edition, was like a $15, $20 card, I believe. Because it had been cut in Unlimited and wasn't in Revised, and everybody thought it was never coming back. And then, lo and behold, 4th edition comes out, and a lot of people got very upset that had a stack of Twiddles that thought they were going to go up in value. So, all these years later, if they'd held on to their alpha and beta ones, they actually would be worth money. Mystic Remora, Misspoke, another name we cannot pronounce at all, Arnjolt's Ascent. So yeah, they've been doing this since Ice Age, putting card names you can't pronounce on cards, just to be annoying. Ooh, Mind Bomb. I used to love this card. This was a rare card. This is the first blue direct damage spell, aside from Prodigal Sorcerer, who would ping people for 1. We called him Tim back in the day, because he looked like somebody from, I think it was a Monty Python show. So Mind Bomb deals 3 damage to each player. All players may discard up to 3 cards of their choice from their hands. Each card a player discards in this manner prevents 1 damage to that player from Mind Bomb. So it's either 3 damage, so it's either a blue lightning bolt or it's a blue black spell that makes them discard 3 cards for 1 blue mana. So this card was awesome, plus it had really cool artwork. It was literally a mind bomb. Who did that? Mark Teaton, of course. If it's got a brain in it, it was Mark Teaton. Like, everything he did looked like a brain. So this one, they actually let him draw a brain. It's kind of funny. So great card. I don't think it's worth anything, but it was an awesome card back in the day. Erosion and another mind bomb. Nice. We got 2 of them. Yep, 25-cent uncommons, but it was a fun card. I still love that card. All right, let's grab some of these. Try to move through this a little bit faster because we're taking up a lot of time here. We're not actually showing any value. We're just talking about old cards, which is, the main reason I started this channel. So I could talk about old cards and talk about cards as I opened them up and see what kind of gamble I wasted my money on this time. Woolly Spider, Woolly Mammoths. A lot of woolies in here. Juniper Druid, all from Ice Age. More 4th edition. There's a lot of walls in the game back then. Essence Filter from Ice Age. Fine Horn Elves from Ice Age. This was so this really helped mana ramp a lot because at the time we had Birds of Paradise and Land of War Elves, and that was it. And then when Ice Age came out, they had this one. Then they had the Druid as well that tapped for 2. But this was the first non-Land of War Elf 1-drop that would give you a mana. So we really ramped up a lot back in the day with those. And a couple of Venoms and Cat Warriors from... The Venoms are from 4th edition. The Cat Warriors is from Chronicles. You can tell by the actual Legends logo there. Alright, and Tarpon from Ice Age. This is one card I never liked. If Tarpon's put in the graveyard from play, you gain 1 life. It's 1-drop, 1/1. It was just so unexciting, and the artwork was just so kind of, blah. Yeah, I never liked that card. Thorin Thalid with just a slight bit of wear on it. Just ever so slight bit of play. Little Thorin Thalid from Ice Age, or Fallen Empires, sorry. Crawlworm from Revised. We got a Plains from Revised. Another Plains from Revised. And these are all 4th. Another Plains from Revised. Amulet of Krug. Cool name. Nobody ever played it. Ashnod's Battle Gear. Yeah, I didn't see much play. Ebony Horse. This was kind of like the original Maze of Ith. So, untap target attacking creature you control. That creature neither receives nor deals damage during combat this turn. So, it was a 3-drop artifact. You put 2 into it and tap it. Obviously, this card became completely useless once they released Maze of Ith in the dark. But it was an early kind of Maze of Ith. It would remove a creature from combat. So, somebody threw out some kind of a surprise spell that was going to pump up their creature and kill yours. You could pull yours back and save them. Or if somebody was attacking with a big beast and pumped them up, you could send that one back to them. Clockwork Swarm from Homelands. Oh, a Jeweled Amulet from Ice Age. That's one I haven't seen in a long time. That one was actually a pretty popular card. Oh, look, and a Beta Plains. So that one's worth money. Let's check the Jeweled Amulet, though. Oh, nice. The Jeweled Amulet is actually worth $2.99 in mint condition. This is not mint. So it might be half of that. But we'll put a sleeve around it. We'll call it a hit because in these Goodwill auctions, a $2.99 card with heavy play is actually a really big hit. But not as big as this Beta Plains. Check that out. Nice. Heavy play, but beautiful card. I love the way the Beta basic lands looked. Oh no, it's damaged. Gah. Another damaged one. Yeah, that sucks. But still a beautiful card. The front looks good. I mean, as good as a Beta card can look. So we got 2 Beta Plains so far. Yeah, kind of disappointed that one's damaged though, like the one in the other box or the other collection. Red Elemental Blast, Argrators, Bog Imp, Yoshin Soldier. This guy was kind of fun. He was one of the early cards with Vigilance, 3-drop 1/4. Clay Statue, Grape Shot Catapult. I love the artwork on that one. Oh, we caught a bird. Psychic Venom, Goblin Rockslide, Grey Ogre, Flight, another Twiddle. It's so funny. Every time I see this card, I'm like, man, I just remember this card going from like $20 to 20 cents overnight. And Pestilence. I built some Pestilence decks when I first started playing. In the early days of Revised. That could be kind of fun. Knocking everything over. So, at end of turn, if there are no creatures in play, bury Pestilence. Pay 1, Pestilence deals 1 damage to all creatures and players. So, I was using this card and building decks with no creatures on them way back then. Nowadays, we got Planeswalkers and stuff. We didn't have Planeswalkers back then, so that was kind of rare. Alright, Abbey Matron. These are all homelands. Dark Maze, Torture, Joven's Ferrets, Annabis Shaman, Labyrinth Minotaur. I did like the looks of that guy when he first came out. And he was kind of cool. He was very expensive. He's a 4-drop for a 1/4, but if you blocked any creatures, they couldn't untap during the controller's next untap phase. So, yeah, kind of funny. Spectral Bears, and then Arashka the Slayer. That one might have been a rare back in the Homelands days. I'll check. It was probably uncommon or rare. Let's scan it just to see. Uncommon. 25 cents worth of Homelands goodness. 25 cents in Homelands is actually a pretty valuable card because there's nothing worth anything in that set either. Fallen Empires and Homelands were completely worthless sets. Dry Spell from Homelands. Weakness, Naf's Ass, Wall of Wood from 4th. A dark card, Land Leeches. That's the first one from the dark there. First Strike, 3-drop, 2/2 with First Strike. It's a fairly powerful card. Didn't get used a lot. I don't know why. I think it was just because the artwork was kind of like blah. But yeah, it didn't seem to get used a lot. Oh, look, they did have the date stamp on the dark. I was wrong. So the dark must have been the first one they started doing the date stamp on. But they put the date before the artist name. So, yep, I guess that's the first one that had the date stamp. Tinderwall, I love Tinderwall. Oh my God, this is one of my favorite cards back then. Great ramp. I used to run a lot of red-green decks. My favorite combos were red and green and black and white. And this card, so it's a 1-drop 0/3 wall, but you can anytime sacrifice it to add 2 red to your mana pool. Or if you pump it up with a red, you can do 2 damage to target creature it blocks. So pretty awesome card, very usable. I love cards like this that have a ton of utility in different directions. You know, you can use it for ramp, you can use it to block and kill little creatures, or you can just use it as a wall to block and save yourself for a turn. But I love the fact that you can drop a green card and sack it for red mana. That was turn 1 green into 2 red. Awesome ramp card back in the day. I'm glad I got one of those. I love that card. Cool. I don't think it's worth anything. I'm not even bother scanning it. So, a rare from 4th edition, the Simian Night Stalker. He was pretty, oh, that's Chronicles. He was pretty powerful when he came out in Legends. So, Frozen Shade. He saw a lot of play back in the early days. Sandstorm. Another Ice Age card, Forbidden Lore. Mesa Pegasus. That actually saw a lot of play. Not that it was a great card, it was just a 2-drop 1/1 with flying and banding, but because Sarah Angel was such a popular card that a lot of people built a lot of white flyer decks, and there wasn't many white flyers back then, so this guy actually did see a lot of play just for the fact that there wasn't many options. If we'd have had better options, we would have never used them, but it was really one of our better options back then. White Scarab. I think we saw the red Scarab earlier or whatever. Alright, so there's Wannabe's Killer. There you go. Ooh, an old Felden's Cane from Chronicles. I know this one's been reprinted a million times. Probably not worth anything, but it is one of the earliest printings. Second printing. And a Bodyguard. And a revised Bears. The Bears. I used to have a buddy who had a bear deck, and every time he dropped this, he'd be like, the Bears. The good old days. It's funny. Yeah, 25 cents on the old Felden's Cane. The Bears. Okay, gotta do it. Had to do it one more time. Green Ward from Revised. Vacation Javelineers again from Fallen Empires. Hey, a White Knight from Revised. There you go. Protection from Black. First Strike 2/2 for 2 white. Not bad condition. A little rough on the corners, but not bad. And Death Ward. Elvish Healer from Ice Age. A Cold Snap from Ice Age. There's some there's some old irony for you. Yep. The follow-up to Ice Age was Cold Snap, like 15 years later or whatever. But yeah, there actually was a card called Cold Snap in Ice Age. I don't think it's worth anything. Keepers of the Faith, originally in Legends, and then this is the Chronicles version. Ice Age Shield Bearer, just a 0/3 with banding for 2, completely worthless, nobody ever used it. Cold Snap was an uncommon, 24 cents. Pikeman, had a card Unicorn from Ice Age, Castle, and another Sarah Angel. There we go, another revised Sarah. Castle was uncommon, I think. Yeah, I don't remember, that was a long time ago. Oh, another Beta Plains. Is this one damaged too? Don't be damaged, don't be damaged, don't be damaged. Yeah, it's kind of damaged. It's a pretty rough play. No actual creases in it, but definitely a very, very heavy play. Good thing I'm not planning on selling these for any value. I just wanted them for myself. Another revised Plains. 4th edition Plains. 4th edition Mountain Yeti. Hill Giant, Hurloon Minotaur ×2. Ice Age, another Kiljoran Sky Knight. Illusionary Wall. I always thought the artwork on that one was pretty cool. I like the moon in the background and stuff. Just a illusionary wall, just an invisible mystical wall. This was actually pretty, we actually used this a lot back in the day because it's a 7/4 wall with first strike and flying. This was the ultimate blocker. It was 5, but man, it stopped Sarah Angels dead in their tracks. The cumulative upkeep, though, that's what hurt it. If it hadn't had that cumulative upkeep, this would have been a beast. Stone Hands, with literally stone hands on it. They weren't terribly creative with the artwork back then. Seizures, awful art. I never liked that. Sorry, Julie, but that was just terrible art. Earthlore again, Cooperation again, Misspoke again. Bone Shaman, I always thought he was funny. Dancing with the skull, looked kind of creepy. Look at that face, man. Woo. You'd like to wake up in the morning and see that next to you. Alright. Burnt Offering, another one that I thought was a pretty cool card in Ice Age. Sacrifice a creature to add that creature's mana cost, or casting cost, and any combination of red and or black mana to your mana pool. So, and it was an interrupt. So it's faster than an instant back then. Now, not so much. And now it's the same speed. It's pretty good shape, though, on that one. So, good old Burnt Offering. And then a Woolly Spider. Alright, last little stack of cards. God, this is a long video. Whew. I'm talking way too much. Brainwash from the Dark, the original one. Where's my dark pile? Okay, so we got 2 dark cards so far. And then Repentant Blacksmith, which was a valuable card until Chronicles reprinted it and destroyed the value, from Arabian Nights. Sarah Bestiary from Homelands. Kilsinko Ranger from Ice Age. Angry Mob from 4th edition. Timberwolves. Circle of Protection Black. Circle of Protection White. CLP Red. Pikeman. Visions. Visions was a pretty cool card back in the day. This is a 4th edition one. Oop, I put a Chronicles card on top of the 4th edition on accident. Any more? Nope, okay, just the one. Alright. Yeah, Visions. Look at the top 5 cards of any library. You may then shuffle that library. So, pretty neat. You could use it on yourself to see if you're getting anything useful in the next few turns, or you could use it on your opponent in case they were getting anything useful in the next few turns. Plus, I thought the artwork was kind of cool. You know, the kind of Asian-inspired art. Who did that? I can't read that. Is that Nate Thomas? Okay, weird. Anyways, it was 1 white, and it was pretty usable. So, good card back in the day. Combat Medic from Fallen Empires. Diavant Archer from Legends. It was one of those ones that the art, like,